Hello everyone, my name is Art Russell. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be longer than usual, but I hope that you'll watch it through to the end because the information is collective. I'm hoping that when you put it all together, it will help to empower you to manifest more of what you desire and also lead to greater understanding about your essential nature beyond name and form. I'm going to begin with the account of the prodigal son from the Bible. Now, I'm not getting all religious in the traditional way that you might think of that, or the stereotypical way, but the story holds great significance. It's symbolic of something much greater. So to begin, we need to define what prodigal really means. And I'm sure many of you are aware of it, but for those who are not, here it is. It means reckless and extravagant spending of our resources. Now, I think a great illustration of this point is if we think of buying a painting at a yard sale, and we just think that's all it is, like our body mind. Let's say we think this is all we are. And then we get home and perhaps a friend sees it, some art specialist, and they say, I think there's another painting underneath that. And the friend begins chipping away and sees, my God, I think it's a Rembrandt or a Picasso. It's something of tremendous value. And that's related to the account of the prodigal son. So let's get into it. Here it goes. Jesus continued, There was a man who had 2 sons. The younger one said to his father, Father, give me my share of the estate. So he divided his property between them. Not long after that, the younger son got together all he had, set off for a distant country, and there squandered his wealth in wild living. After he had spent everything, there was a severe famine in that whole country. Excuse me. And he began to be in need. So he went and hired himself out to a citizen of that country, who sent him to his fields to feed pigs. He longed to fill his stomach with the pods that the pigs were eating, but no one gave him anything. When he came to his senses, he said, How many of my father's hired servants have food to spare, and here I am starving to death? I will set out and go back to my father and say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants. So he got up and went to his father. But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion for him. He ran to his son, threw his arms around him, and kissed him. The son said to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. But the father said to his servants, Quick, bring the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Bring the fattened calf and kill it. Let's have a feast and celebrate. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found. So they began to celebrate. Meanwhile, the older son was in the field. When he came near the house, he heard music and dancing. So he called one of the servants and asked him what was going on. Your brother has come, he replied, and your father has killed the fattened calf because he has him back safe and sound. The older brother became angry and refused to go in. So his father went out and pleaded with him. But he answered his father, Look, all these years I've been slaving for you and never disobeyed your orders. Yet you never gave me even a young goat so I could celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours who has squandered your property with prostitutes comes home, you kill the fattened calf for him." "My son," the father said, "you are always with me, and everything I have is yours. But we had to celebrate and be glad, because this brother of yours was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found." Now, the deeper meaning of this is that the younger son who went away and squandered his wealth, the prodigal son, became aware again of his deeper nature, his essential nature beyond name and form. The older brother was still acting like a person, which is evident by the story, because he's seeming envious and he's got anger. He still, even though he stayed on the farm and worked, he didn't realize his true nature, which this story is really about. And so you might be asking, how do we recognize that nature? The difference is really this. When we believe we are the person, our attention is outward. So that's the outward. The younger son went out, apparently out from the understanding and the knowledge of what he truly is. He has the same nature as the Father, because he came from the Father, or source. We'll make it so it doesn't have a gender bias, or from source. There has to be sourceness within us if we descend from the source. The older brother was unaware of that and was still exhibiting that human behavior. Now, why is this important? Because there's more power when we're aware of it. Recognition is the key. So I'd like to then move on to a quote. I'm going to show it to you here first. It's from the Master Key System by Charles F. Hannell. I'll just show it here first. I really should learn PowerPoint, shouldn't I? But I like using this. It's true to me. To become conscious of this power is to become a live wire. And that's why I've got live wire in the title of this video. It has the same effect as placing an ordinary wire in contact with a wire that is charged. The universal, that would be source, universal consciousness, is the live wire. So now let's go to the passage. And I truly hope that this is going to help empower you to know that you can make your dreams come apparently true. Here's the book. It's one that I've read many, many times. It'd be more than 20 times at this point over the last 20 years. The real secret of power is consciousness of power. The universal mind is unconditional. Therefore, the more conscious we become of our unity with this mind, the less conscious we shall become of conditions and limitations. And as we become emancipated or freed from conditions, we come into a realization of the unconditional. We have become free. Free from the belief that we are the person. As soon as we become conscious of the inexhaustible power in the world within, we begin to draw on this power and apply and develop the greater possibilities which this discernment has realized. Because whatever we become conscious of is invariably manifested in the objective world, is brought forth into tangible expression. I'm going to repeat that again. Whatever we become conscious of is invariably manifested in the objective world, is brought forth into tangible expression. Greater health, greater wealth, better relationships. This is because the infinite mind, which is the source from which all things proceed, is one and indivisible, our oneness. Each individual is a channel whereby this eternal energy is being manifested. Our ability to think is our ability to act upon this universal substance. And what we think is what is created or produced in this objective world. The result of this discovery is nothing less than marvelous, and means that mind is extraordinary in quality, limitless in quantity, and contains possibilities without number. To become conscious of this power is to become a live wire. It has the same effect as placing an ordinary wire in contact with a wire that is charged. The universal is the live wire. It carries power sufficient to meet every situation which may arise in the life of every individual. When the individual mind touches the universal mind, it receives all the power it requires. This is the world within. All science recognizes the reality of this world, and all power is contingent upon our recognition of this world. So again, meditation is one of the key ways that you can recognize this higher power. When we basically shut off our focus, our attention on the body and the mind, we realize a deeper dimension within us is aware of our thoughts, feelings, images, sensations that arise. That's what we are. The infinite, eternal. You can become a live wire, and all it takes is recognition of that. Now, this information should help you understand this following short verse from Acts chapter 17, verse 28. For in him we live and move and have our being. In him, consciousness, awareness. The body and the mind are an appearance in consciousness, which is what we truly are. When we turn our attention inward and become still, we can become aware of that. Now, I'd also like to share an affirmation by Napoleon Hill, who was commissioned to write Think and Grow Rich for Andrew Carnegie. Here's the affirmation. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. Now, I'm going to share an error that I made with that affirmation for years. I said it this way: what I can believe and what I can conceive and believe, I can achieve. Obviously believing that I was the person. The limited, prodigal perspective. This is why Jesus said, I of myself can do nothing. It is the Father in me that doeth the works. Consciousness. In the same way that consciousness is responsible for the content of your dreams, In the dream state, what we impress into the subconscious mind through our thoughts, beliefs, actions, our habitual thoughts, beliefs, and actions will manifest as apparent circumstances here in the waking state. I truly hope that this presentation has been helpful to you today. Maybe you'll even watch it again to get more value from it. If you've enjoyed this video, I invite you to subscribe, share, and like. There's more information available through my blog at thinktwice.me and also through my book entitled This Taste of Flesh and Bones, which is available from Amazon. Thank you so much for watching. It's such a pleasure to share this information with all of you, and I hope that it's going to help empower you. I love all of you. We'll talk again soon. Bye for now.